Oi, get the checkbook out this summer. Hey, Florian. Oh, art thou Florian? I believe you're looking for a new football club, my mate. Hey, England, Manchester, Etihad, this Stad will be playing Champions League football next year, my friend. Yeah, how about you take a little 2-2 Ryanair jet from Leverkusen over to Manchester. We'll get you a nice hotel stay. Little 2-2 medical, £300,000 a week. Couple bonuses thrown in there. 2-2 Ballon d'Or in a couple years. Champions League. Happy days. You want to go Bayern Munich. Little 2032 Bayern Munich.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the pain. 3 years running. Second place again. We used to lead. Now we just chase. Didn't even touch first this time. What a waste. Don't touch that soccer sauce. He's Limp Bizkit, smooth but still no boss. 5 years dry, no shiny prize, just pretty passes and Twitter cries. Taste the biscuit, taste the bluff. It's all clean boots, but not enough. Arteta talks like we're built to win, but silverware's allergic to the North London grin. We brought win the dog, but we lose even more. 3 times second, never the king. And this year, we didn't even lead a thing. Same TikTok reels, same post-match tears, same false dawns for 5 long years. From invincible pride to annual pain, we chase our tail like it's part of the game. Limp Bizkit fence, fans still cheer, but the empty cabinet echoes loud and clear. Taste the biscuit, taste the drought. We talk the loudest, but still missed out. Stinker and hooked. Taste the biscuit, taste the pain. 3 years running.
Second place again. Da, 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 da. What banger. Absolute banger, bro. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you absolute legends, please hit the like button, please subscribe. And we're out here. And we're here to talk about all things football, because it's not always about Liverpool. We've done 4 Liverpool streams in a row. So today, the earlier on stream, we just had a general conversation, and today we're going to have a general conversation as well. Big up to all you amazing, incredible people. Big up to everyone who just joined us from Mo's channel. Guys, on a night like this, we need everyone's help. I want every single one of you guys right now, close the live chat and like the video, so this video can get to more and more and more people, and we can have an unbelievable conversation today. The like button helps this channel grow, and it helps us grow together as a community and as a bunch of people who enjoy to talk about the beautiful sport that we love the most, football. You get me? So like, share, comment, and subscribe. Joining me first and foremost, massive fraud. He missed out on a stream because he didn't know he was going on a date. Allegedly, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. How can you forget about a date when you're a married man? Ooh, he was in trouble that day as well. Anyway, joining me, the man, the myth, the legend, man like Don C. How do you, Don?
You know what, yeah? I was going to call you an arsehole, yeah, for that video that you just played, yeah? But telling the people that I actually forgot a date. You know what, brother, yeah? I I'm not even gonna say nothing because I forgot a
happens.
date and my wife is listening. So, baby, I love you.
Yeah. Yes, well done. That's the correct way to answer that right there. Big up. Listen, we raided him 2 days ago, and you know, I love the consistency he's been doing on his channel. Propaganda Machine, we sent you over there 2 days ago, and he's been absolutely on it, stream after stream after stream with the guys on his channel. And he messaged me today. He's like, if you ask me a question about Sesko, I'm gonna lose my mind. So, you know, joining us is a man like Benjamin Max. How you doing, Max?
Hey, big up. I'm always glad to say that you got me with my brother Don C, the most controversial Arsenal fan, you know. We kind of get similar views, he's a bit more mad than me. But big up to you, Hassan. Big up to the chat. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get the done to 100K, hopefully by the end of the year, man. You know what
Let's
I'm
go.
saying?
Let's go.
Man.
Let's go. Big up to you,
Let's
Max. Just try to fix your mic. I think your mic is not plugged, by the way. Try to plug it. Yeah. Or
Okay.
check the StreamYard settings. Yeah, that's it. But it should be good.
Yeah. Cool.
Joining us next, shameless, personified Chelsea fan. You get me? The Flamengo admin was cooking yesterday. That Flamengo admin was having so much fun. I'll be honest with you. I just don't get why he deleted all the tweets at the end. You get me? It's just such a shame. When you cook such an incredible meal, you can't throw it all in the bin after. How you doing, Abs?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I hope everyone's all good. You know, it's good to be back on the channel. And yeah, man, just I don't know, enjoy what my team's doing. See if they can be serious for once or whatever. But yeah, big up everyone. Big up the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that.
Big up to you, Abs. And last but not least, Bruno's #1 fan in the universe. You know, the people that love Bruno the most are his wife, his children, and number 3 is man like Cam. How you doing, Cam?
Respect. Thanks for having me, man. I'm looking forward. I don't have the same energy as everybody right now. But yeah, like, subscribe. Let's have a good football chat. You know, it's a good channel. I like the people I'm on with today, so that's cool. I don't know ads, but Don, good to see you again. So
You too, my brother.
respect.
Big up. By the way, Max, if you're in the background, it says device is not connected. So leave and rejoin and make sure that your mic is connected. Okay, let's try now. Okay, he left. When you're back. Big up to Reed, who says, came back to so many transfer updates. Life is great. Number 21 is coming. Brother, if you went on holiday as a Liverpool fan and you came back and you saw Isak links, you'd be like on a different planet right now. You need to take another plane and head elsewhere, you know, but this time for different reasons to celebrate. But yeah, anyway.
It's like going into a coma and waking up. And
People, can you not hear me? Yeah.
Yes, this is better. But don't stick to it a lot. Like, just keep safe, because this distance is good. All good.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect,
no,
perfect audio. Perfect. Let's go. Big up to you, Reed. No stream like a Don Hussam stream. Like and subscribe. Tell him, Fonzie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listen, we already got 400 people in the building. We ain't even started the stream yet. So let's get the likes up early. Subscribe to the channel. And there is only one place to start. The mighty Arsenal. You get me? Also, by the way, Propaganda Machine is in the description. Go subscribe. And for Doncy, I put in Sarcasm City TV because he doesn't have a channel or anything. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribing. There's only one place to start. I'm going to start off with Max. Arsenal Football Club today. Zubimendi is done. You know, looks like one of Sesko or Jokers is on the way. How do you feel about your football club right now in the transfer market?
You know what? I feel like I'm one of like the odd ones out. I don't even know if Zubimendi's all that, you know. He done it in the Euros, but like coming to the Premier League, is he really physical enough for Arsenal Football Club? He's replacing Thomas Partey, who just had the craziest season. He was actually fit for 34 games, and that's all us Arsenal fans have wanted, a fit Thomas Partey. But I'm not too sure about this Zubimendi, you know. He's going to be on fraud watch. I'm being deadly serious. I'm not too sure. And then the rest of our business. We're linked with Bilal El Kanous. We're linked with Madueke. We're linked with Norgard. Like, what's not Arsenal just put in bids? We're saying we're linked with Rodrigo. Put in a bid. Let's test Real Madrid's hand. Put in the bid. Rafael, put in the bid. Why do we always make a song and dance? Why aren't we serious? And right now, we spent 70 million last year. Yeah. We spent nothing in January. So what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? We're waiting for all the clubs to buy the players. Liverpool, they just won the Premier League. Don Hassan, I know you're so happy, you know. Your club is moving serious. We are the ones behind. We're chasing you. You've already got basically 3 men inside the door. But we're just here. We're tiddling our hands and nails. We're
By
just here.
accident, I
We're
apologize.
waiting. Don't need to apologize.
My
Like,
fault.
You're
I
shameless.
like I swear to you,
Bro,
how
I'm
good
sorry,
it is.
I just put that up by
My
mistake.
leg
my
is,
bad.
my right leg is literally shaking. You know, I'm trying to keep composed, man. I back me up, please, man. I
Okay.
have to take over
Alright.
before I blow my
Tag me
gas.
in, brother. Tag me in.
Absolutely fucking
Man said
choke.
Triple H Shawn Michaels quick tag.
Bro, tag me in, bloody. You get what I'm saying, brother? Yeah.
Go on.
First and foremost, yeah. Big up Hassan, like and subscribe. Fuck Arsenal.
Make sure
Yeah?
you like him, bro.
The reason why I say that straight up and down is because, yeah, we need a striker, right? We need a striker. Arsenal FC need a striker for how many years? Since Aubameyang. And the first person who's possibly coming in the door isn't better than Thomas Partey or even Declan Rice in that position. This person cannot tackle for shit. Yeah? Is he an intelligent player? Yes, he is. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing at that level. But we need a destroyer, and we're getting Zubimendi. Come on. Come on.
Get Ugarte.
Yeah?
A destroyer.
Yeah, Arsenal needs a destroyer, yeah, to play in the 6. Yeah? And we're getting Zubimendi.
But you've got Declan though, don't you?
No. Declan can't play in that position. He's proven that time and time again. Yeah, he's a workhorse. He's a box-to-box player. We need a player to sit there on the half turn and create from deep. That's not Declan Rice. Yeah,
Yeah, but
for me.
hang on, wait. You do realize that someone to create from deep is basically Zubimendi because he's a deep line playmaker. If you're
but then what happens when they want to counter attack? What happens when they want to counter attack? And that's the most important thing. Who's going to break up their plays in midfield?
Yeah,
that's
And
what
then you just tagged
no,
me
but
in.
you've already
You're
got someone who
tagging me
breaks
in
up
as
play.
well.
This is
Sorry for
listen,
jumping in.
now,
Sorry,
yeah,
bro.
go on.
Can I just quickly, like, bro, create for what? For Sesko that missed 9 1-on-1s against Real Madrid for what? We're not even looking at the right striker. Like, we're gonna have Havertz again, and Sesko's not even gonna start. We ain't even touched the surface. Sesko's coming to be a bench. He's not benching Havertz.
Mate, I don't want Sesko. I don't want Sesko. He's trash. He's trash.
So
he got one more goal than Elise. He got one more goal than a fucking winger. Yeah? And we're leaving a 39 goal, yeah, merchant for Man United to take. Don't piss me off.
But my question is,
I'm trying to keep time, you know.
So Sesko is just a bit better than Havertz. That's what you're trying to tell me.
What, you don't want Drew Hill at Arsenal?
So you're not happy about the fact that Arsenal Berta has these 2 deals and he's just waiting to trigger, and he's got both the wigs.
Don't do this. Berta is on forge watch for me. Bro, I'm waiting to like maybe the end of the window of January. Bro, it's on the tip of your tongue. Berta out. Because trust me, the whole club is on forward watch. Arteta, Berta, the board, everyone. I'm not happy. We're 5 years without a trophy, and this man's still got a job. He's still got a job for what?
Okay, let me show you something, brother. Yeah, tell me one big player Berta has signed.
Let's see beforehand.
No. This all goes out to anyone that's backing Berta, because Berta is just like Arteta. They like to sign these up and comers, yeah, these nerdy players. You know what I'm saying? Because someone could tell me Griezmann, yeah, he re-signed Griezmann after he flopped at Atletico. People could say to me, but he got Aguero. He got Aguero as a young talent. Yeah,
No, he never
a
got
young
Aguero.
talent.
He never got Aguero, by the way.
Okay, so not Aguero. Suarez. Was it
so funny
Suarez?
you mention it. In fact, it's so funny you mentioned Aguero. Aguero was sold just before this guy came in.
Yeah.
A year or two. I'm trying to think. So the guys he signed, I've got them up. He signed Griezmann, he signed Jan Black, he signed Rodri, and he signed João Felix, just as an example. And if you want to include some other guys just off memory, he signed Mario Mandzukic, if any of you might remember him.
Mm-hmm.
And what's my man's name? The guy
Black, you said?
Yeah, apparently he signed Black.
That's a good signing.
So yeah, he signed Rodri, he signed Thomas Partey, just as an example. There's a few guys that he signed. So I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like with this Berta guy, Berta will expose that Arteta is the real dictator at Arsenal. Because I said this a few days ago on Hassan's channel. Arteta is one of these guys where, even though he's a brilliant tactician, he needs to be saved from himself. Because his idea of the team he wants to build.
Yes, I sleep at 7 a.m. every day. That's my schedule. Go ahead, Abdullah.
Yes, I did. His idea of the team he wants to build isn't like isn't a team which, in my opinion, is conducive to winning major trophies, because he's trying to sign all these NBA guys.
Abd used the statement last time. He said he needs to be saved from himself.
Yeah, because it's true. He does. He does, man. Like, because let's be honest, Arteta is effectively, he's the one who calls the shots. This whole Edu Roberta thing, Arteta's the guy in charge. It's the same with Eddie Howe at Newcastle. Look how many directors have left Newcastle since Eddie Howe's been in there.
Done and chat. Is my mic calm now? Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's echoing though, so I think you got to mute, because I think I'm hearing an echo when we talk. But outside of that, when you talk is good, so that's more important.
Here's the thing. As a rival of Arsenal for the title, not like a prototypical rival or anything, as a rival of Arsenal for the title, the way that they're moving this transfer window is going to dictate how I feel about Arsenal going forward. That's the thing. Like, if Arsenal sign Gyökeres, Rodrigo, and then Zubimendi, I'd be worried. But if Arsenal signs Sesko, Semenyo, and Zubimendi, I wouldn't be worried. The thing is with Zubimendi is he replaces Thomas Partey, so it's a smart transfer. We can't deny this. It is a smart transfer. It's a good transfer. He's probably better on the ball even than Partey. I think he's making a mistake, obviously, because he should have joined Liverpool Football Club. That's a fact, because he would have been league champion. It's true. We can laugh all we want, but he would have been league champion. He would have, and we probably might have competed even for other trophies or whatever. But regardless, now let bygones be bygones. He is someone that brings something to Arsenal in terms of passing the football. He brings something to Arsenal in terms of creativity, like deep line playmaking. You know, this is the new buzzword of the new era. You know, deep line playmaker.
I mean, that can't be a new buzzword. We've had deep line playmakers.
Yeah, but they never used to get called deep line playmaker.
No, they just got called.
I never heard that word growing up at all. But anyway, besides the point.
No,
so I think he's a very good sign. But the problem is, for me, is the following. Here's the thing, and I'll bring this up consistently. I asked Souls about it today, and today I ask you guys as well at night. I ask you the same question that I brought up to him. The problem is, as things stand, Arsenal are in a pressure cooker scenario. Forget people like Max and Don who are Arteta out. Forget people who are Arteta in, like an Igal. Let's look at the people in the middle. The people in the middle are completely at the tipping point right now. Completely. The ones who are neither Arteta in nor Arteta out. Those guys are completely at the tipping point right now. Season starts next year, and Arsenal are immediately in a pressure cooker scenario. That's the thing that no one can deny. Every game for Arsenal, the first 5-6 games for Arsenal are literally all World Cup finals. Every single one of these games are World Cup finals. That's the problem. So all it's going to take is, I mean, the first game is away at Man United. And this is not impossible to happen. Very feasible scenario. Yeah, no, forget lose. 1-1 draw. Meltdown immediately. Immediately meltdown. And by the way, it could even be meltdown by the players themselves, because they'd go like, oh, here we go again. Now I've got to do this all over again and chase and blah, 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 blah. So that's the thing for me. Like, I'm looking at it and I think there's just ultra pressure. So much pressure on Arsenal Football Club to compete. So much pressure on Arsenal Football Club to just immediately, this is what Arsenal need to do. Arsenal need to like win the first 10 games in a row. I'm not even exaggerating. Arsenal need to start the season directly win the first 10 games. Now, are they win the first 10? Are they going to win the first 10 games? No, but that's what they need to do to uplift the pressure a little bit, because all eyes are on Arsenal, and rightfully so. We get it. You got
8 wins and 2 draws is all right.
yeah, but here's the thing. You're saying it's draw now, but it's all right now. But when it happens in the moment, you can go, here we go again. We're dropping points again. And you have to see what is Liverpool doing. What if after 7 games and you get 5 wins and 2 draws, Liverpool are 6 points ahead? Then
I think the pressure is actually going to be more around what everybody else does too. Because like if all of you are kind of around the same, then it's different. But if you go off, like if Liverpool wins 8 straight or whatever, City's keeping up 7 straight, and then Arsenal's mixing in draws here and there, it's instant meltdown. Like instant meltdown. I think if it's like everybody's even, sorry, I hope you can't, if you can hear my baby, I gotta close that door. If it's even at all, then I think people will be calm, because they'll be like, well, Liverpool's not pulling away. We're still in the race. But if at any point Liverpool or City go on a run and Arsenal stumble, that's it. They don't have the mentality for it. Like we're gonna, like, we've seen it. We've been there. This is the thing. It's like, I'm not even talking shit. It's like legitimately we have seen the story before. Once that pressure gets a little bit tighter, everything falls apart for that team. And it shouldn't, because at this stage, now you're seasoned. The first time it happened, okay, you're young. And I agree. Young team didn't know how to handle it. Last year, okay, injuries is what a lot of people were saying, or whatever it might be. I don't know what the excuse was last year. I'm upset because I took Arsenal, in my personal opinion. I was like, Arsenal's going to win the league. I said I expected Arsenal to stop 2 things from happening, which was the City 4P and Liverpool winning the league. Those 2 things I was praying for. I hate Arsenal. Like, it's weird because I grew up more in the Arsenal Manchester United rivalry than I did the Liverpool one. If I'm being honest.
Hate you too.
Like, I grew up more on that. Like, I was like, I can't stand this club. Now I'm finding myself begging Arsenal to be good to stop my other rivals from making feats that are going to be unexpected. And I just think, like, if there's any pressure at all next year, you guys are in trouble. Like,
now you know how we felt about the European final, innit?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, when you man lost to Spurs, innit? Thank you, innit? That's
I
all
wanted to them to win.
It was a good thing for us. So it is what it is.
Man United was listen, that should never been European finals. A horrible, but whatever. But I can't see with Arsenal and like, you know what it is. It's like, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen those shows where someone just had to press one button, and you know they have a choice of pressing either button. One button takes them to the promised land or whatever. The other one takes them like to whatever, to some place that like, you know, then just some dark place or whatever. I feel like Arsenal could either make or break, you know, the next few years with this window. And if they have a good window this summer, which maybe they do, because look, there's still time. It's not like, you know, the window closes tomorrow. Like it is that there's still time to fix it. But if they have a very good window and bring in guys who really elevate the team, then there's no reason why they can at least not win something significant next season. But if they have another cool window like last year, like you can't tell me your window to win.
Find something significant.
I know, because that's a good point. Because I'm curious about what that means. What's significant mean? Are we talking about
significant would mean a Champions League, a Premier League, and I would say FA Cup. But I've already won.
I've got to be consistent here, and I think if Arsenal are top 3 and win an FA Cup, like, I get the fans would be really upset. I understand, because they have higher ambitions and their team's better than that. But it's like, that is an improvement. That is better than what they've been doing. Right?
Yeah, but at the same time,
improvement.
No, it's not an improvement. What's an improvement is if Arteta leaves. That's an improvement. Because don't tell me after 6 fucking years, yeah, we're talking about an FA Cup and so much money spent and this possible process that we're going through. Tell me which club even talks about a process, bro. Yeah, I get what you're saying and I understand what you're saying. But when it comes to Arteta, you weren't here when I said this last time. Whether he wins the Champions League or not last season, I want him gone.
Oh, I remember that line.
I've seen enough with my eyes, yeah, that this man is a fraud. No matter what window we're gonna have, yeah. Okay, right then, let me pull it back. We know that when I first said that Arsenal need a striker, we've needed a striker since Aubameyang, right? If he at least bought a Sesko back in those days to be like, do you know what? Yeah, he's an up and coming player. I understand that, but we are in a do or die situation. You know what I'm saying? So either you buy, yeah, to get us over the line, and when I say over the line, I'm not accepting a FA Cup or Carling Cup. Like, it's good to win a trophy, but after the last few years and what we've spent now, yeah, and where we have progressed in these woke, sexual, Arteta bullshit, all of that crap here, I'm not accepting that. If it's not the Champions League or it's the Premier League, yeah, get out. Regardless of my agenda, if it's not one of those two, because you cannot come second 3 times. That is unacceptable. Tell me which one of your clubs will accept that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Tell me.
Can I back it up? I'm saying last season I said Champions League or Prem, but then I kind of backtracked. I was like, a domestic double will be enough, but that's gone. Why am I continuing? No, domestic double this season. Get out. Thank you for bringing us 2 trophies, but big man, you've been here 6 years. It's the Prem or the Champions League, and I'm standing on business. There's too many of these people. I don't want to name them. They know who they are. They all said at the start of the season, Don C would probably saying, you know, Wirtz, Don E. But yeah, was basically saying like, win us a trophy. Most people that were at the time were saying, win us a trophy. But now, those same people that were saying, win us a trophy, they've backtracked. They've fully backtracked. And they're just forgetting everything. They're forgetting we've been eliminated. Slot has come in. He's come into the league. He's won a trophy, a Premier League in his first season. Arteta's been here 6 years. He's won the FA Cup. Some people say Emirates squad. Some people will do whatever. But what can Arteta do? The same way I believe Vinicius Jr. has peaked. He will never get better than last season. The season when Real Madrid won the Champions League is the same way. I don't think Arteta will get better than when he finished 2 points behind Man City. It's a hot take, but
it's funny though, that 2 points behind Man City, if he continued it, that wins you like that if he continued, he had dropped off from that. I get what you're saying. If he just stayed the same, y'all would have been fine, which is kind of ironic in that sense, right? But this is, in my opinion, this is like the Rodrigo thing tells me everything I need to know. If he's actually available and Arsenal don't get him, then you're not serious. I will say that straight up, because when you look around all the top teams in Europe, all the teams that are challenging for honors or should be, your team has probably the biggest gap there that he would fill perfectly. I'm saying teams, anybody would want Rodrigo. I'm saying teams that he would even consider. It's like, why would I go? Like, he's not going to come to United. He's not going to come to Chelsea at this moment, in my opinion. He'd rather go, like, if you look at it, you're like, well, Arsenal's been challenging left, right, and center. Maybe City, maybe, right? Like, because they don't have a gap there, but he would be really good there. So, in my opinion, if he becomes available, Arsenal's got to spend that money. They got to put whatever they got to do at Liverpool.
The problem is, and this is what the super chat are saying. Arsenal talks a big game, but does not show up ever. Big up, I'm a massive fan. You'll never walk alone. Big up to you, and big up to everyone who watches from South Africa as well. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing. Here's my problem with this Arsenal thing, and this is kind of where, like, I understand where Don and Max's frustration is coming from. You start the transfer window, and people are like, Arsenal are gonna sign Gyökeres, Rodrigo, and Zubimendi. We're gonna keep Thomas Partey, and we're gonna go again. Okay, you know what? I believe that. If Arsenal sign Gyökeres, Rodrigo, and Zubimendi, I believe that the squad will be excited, happy to get going. The thing that people don't understand is, I watched my football club go from challenging for a quadruple to literally finishing 5th and having a horrendous season the year after. Why? Because the squad lacked motivation. Because the squad did not have anything to uplift them at all. The problem is, you put yourself in Gabriel's shoes, and Saliba's shoes, and Rice's shoes. These guys are walking into the dressing room now in the summer. Bro, they want something to look around to and go like, damn, let's go. I'm excited now. You know, like, if I'm Saliba, Gabriel, if I look to my left, I see Rodrigo. I look to my right, I see Gyökeres. I'm like, Fuck
Yeah, but
all
if you're
this.
Saka too, keeping in mind, if you're Saka, you're
no,
like,
no,
oh,
actually,
no,
Cam,
no,
you're
no.
the perfect person to speak about this because you're the one that actually experiences the most with Man United growing up. Man United would win the league and then go buy the best player in the league and do it again.
This is what you did. This is what you're doing. You're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. And by the way, the problem is with Arsenal is, look, if I'm Saliba, if I'm Gabriel walking to the dressing room in the summer, I'm looking at my phone. Here we go, Florian Wirtz. Here we go, Reindeer, Sherky, blah, blah, blah. And then I come to my dressing room and I look to my left, I see Sesko. I look to my right, I see Semenyo. I'm already mentally defeated before a ball is done.
Even if you think about it, if you go, here we go, let's say Tottenham, Eze. Let's just say, I'm just throwing it out there. If they actually pull up, they get Eze. Here we go, Man United and Buemo Cunha. You'd be like, what the? Hold on a second. Like, why are we like? We're not even getting the second tier news at this stage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying those guys are the first tier. I'm saying now these are the second tier that you should easily snap up if you need, like, if you're a team like Arsenal, people. Because I remember when there was like, oh, Arsenal's name was involved in the Mbamo thing, and I don't think it was full serious. But if they did a move like that, I'm like, oh, that's a pretty serious move. Because now you're saying, Saka, if you get hurt or if you have any sort of, we have a dude who's proven in the Prem, and we're willing to just let him chill, kind of be part of the squad, play here and there, like Trossard, but he's that good. So like I don't think every move has to be like a Rodrigo move. I do think there's other moves that can be made where it's like,
yeah, but Zubimendi is not a Rodrigo move, and I've said it's a good signing.
I've got no beef with the Zubimendi move. I hear what they're saying, but I got no beef with it. I can't hate on it. I think he's a really good player, but I think a lot of these players we're gonna find out about, like these like great passers who get a lot of time on the ball in the leagues they play in, and then when they come here, it's a little different. So there's a few dudes, like, I've gotten into it, and I don't like backing Liverpool players, but I got into it with like Safi, my boy, over the Wirtz Cherky stuff. I'm like, one of them's done it. I'm just gonna say that. I'm like, I'm not saying Cherky's a bad player. He's probably gonna be awesome. Who knows? But one I know for a fact has literally done it under the pressure, has been like a mainstay in his world team forever, and has actually, we've seen this guy perform under the lights. I haven't seen Leon's not the lights. And when it was like everybody talks about the United game, I'm like, 2 of his goals and his assists were from terrible keeper errors. Like, he didn't, like, everyone talks like, oh, he ran the game. I'm like, no, he was good. He was good. I'm not saying he was bad. And this is like, I'm like tempering what I say there. So with players like Zubimendi, Shirky, any of these guys who have a claim of like being great on the ball in other leagues, unless I see you do it like very consistently at a high level, I have nothing to say until I see it happen in the Prem.
No,
I'm literally just waiting, because you've got to do it. Like, Wirtz gets a pass because he did something no one's ever fucking done before. Like, well, not done before, but in my lifetime, I don't remember the last time I've seen Bayern lose a title. Like, and have this like another, like, that whole team obviously was an impact to it, but he was the best player on that team. I watched the German team, him and Musiala were unbelievable. Like, during that, where I was like, this is okay, these kids are sick. It kind of reminded me of back when KDB broke into the scene in that whole Belgium generation. You're like, oh, okay, these kids, Lukaku, KDB, these kids are sick, and you could see it. And they were dummying men. So my whole thing with Zubimendi is like, I've seen it on the world stage, which is good. So that's but the La Liga time at a DM, you're not going to get that much time on the ball. You're just not. It's not going to happen in the Prem.
And he got cooked against Man United, you know. He
did, and I'm trying to leave that out of it. I am trying to leave it out of it because
bring it in, bro. Some people need hard truths.
I'm trying to leave it out because that's Man United prop, and we don't deserve any prop right now. we suck.
Hey, Man United signed a player that I think would be better than Sesko at Arsenal, Cunha.
Yeah, facts.
But to be fair though, you know, you mentioned the whole Arsenal thing. I can't lie. Here's my hot take personally for the Gooners, and I'll probably get cooked this, but I don't care. There's a certain someone who, if Arsenal want to move forward, can't be a consistent star anymore. He should just be a squad player. What's his name? It's a certain Martin Odegaard.
Facts.
Oh,
he needs to get the fuck out of the team.
He's a fraud. Get him gone. Fuck that guy. Get him gone.
No, get him out of the team. No, bro. I'm not even joking. Get him gone, bro. What the hell did he do for us last season? Even after the season, what did he do for us last season? He's our captain. How many games did he go missing?
No, but
tell me not a single game.
No, but Don. What happened to the whole like when he's on the ball, he's magical, Martin Odegaard?
Mate, that's for them woke Arsenal fans, bro. I'm different gravy compared to them. I've got ambition, bro. I'm like he has done more hair flicks, yeah, than actually completed passes, bro. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Martin Odegaard, idiot, bro. Like any idiot can sing a song, bro. I'm not on that thing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. Dog. I've spent years, and I get it. A lot of people don't like Bruno style, whatever. I've always said for years, I'm like, between the two of them, everyone's like, oh, he's a controller though, this and that. I'm like, Bruno gets like 30 GA every single year. I get it. We're not good, but he still shows up every single year with 30 GA with his eyes closed. And I don't have to worry. And it's not like people are like, oh, it's never in big game. I'm like, he's done it in big games. He's done it in small games. He's done left, right, and center. It's like Bruno delivers at least there. So when people are comparing Odegaard to him, and I'm like, yo, when Odegaard's not controlling the game and he's not getting GA, I'm sitting there being like, how is he in this top, considering the top 5?
Thing is, what is he controlling? What is he controlling? I don't see him doing these woke fans call pre-passes or pre-assists or pre-goals or even getting a penalty, bruv. Yeah. When Saka was injured, where the hell was he? When Saka was there, where the hell was he? Because when the moments came, where the hell was he? And that's my issue. Okay, it's not the fact that this is just Odegaard. This is our frigging captain. Yeah, this is our chief and commander. This is supposed to be Arteta's guy. Look, right now, yeah, him and Arteta can piss off, bro. Yeah, I haven't got I'm not one of these sentimental Arsenal fans like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do it next season. If you're not good enough last season, yeah, get out. Get the players that are good enough. I'd rather a person give me a number 10, give me at least 13 GA, yeah, now, yeah. Talk to the GA idiots. 13 GA, then nothing. How many goals or how many GAs did he get last season in the Premier League? Probably 6. And you think that's good enough? This is our captain. No one can tell me that injury cost him anything because he played over 25 games for Arsenal. Yeah? In the Premier League. So I'm not having it. People want to run around and talk about Garnacho's no scoring in 21. Yeah? Garnacho's not your captain. When things are going bad, you look to your captain. Yeah, what the hell did he do for Arsenal? We've seen it time and time again, and this is our captain. What the thing is, yeah, when you get a new signing and he's not that great, okay, fine, I agree, that's demoralizing. But when you're getting on the pitch and you see a captain just being a passenger, that's even more demoralizing. It makes me sick to realize that people said, oh yeah, this was once a wonder kid, yeah, that really didn't play for Real Madrid. Do you get what I'm saying? He's a waste of space. Right? I don't even think he should even be on our bench the way he's playing. And then people want to make a song up for him. Yeah, cool. Continue making songs up for him because all we are
you're calling Don C a stat merchant, but every time I criticize Sesko, you tell me he has 21 goals and assists in 60 in whatever games. So now what? You know what your narrative? But you don't use it when it doesn't suit your narrative. Criticism is 100% correct. He had 2 incredible seasons. Okay, let me just say.
I'll keep it about.
People don't like what to say. I have a very unpopular opinion. If Jurgen Klopp was Arsenal manager over the last 3 years, I think Arsenal at least win 2 league titles out of 3. I think Martinelli scores a lot more goals. I think Saka scores a lot more goals. I think Odegaard scores a lot more goals, gets a lot more assists. I think there is a game this season, and people talk about style and this and all. Let's talk football here. Not everything is about Arteta out just because he didn't win a trophy. There is different reasons as well. There is underlying reasons. There is metrics that we look at. Here's where I know that Arteta's at fault. I'll give you an actual genuine example. Explain to me how Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest 3-0 at the Emirates, playing sexy, beautiful football, absolutely destroyed them, playing offensive football. Mo, that I work with on MHF, said this. Saliba and Gabriel were at halfway line because you played the high line. Yet when you were 1-0 down, when you were 1-0 up against Brighton, you decided when there was 1-1 against Brighton at home with 10 men, you just decided to defend. That's it. I always reference this example because people need to understand there are messages that you send the rest of the teams in the league. Liverpool 2, Fulham 2. Arsenal 1, Brighton 1. 1 game at Anfield, 1 game at the Emirates. But both, even though Liverpool got 1 point and Arsenal got 1 point, send two completely different messages to your own team and to the rest of the league. Liverpool went down to 10 men, had more possession than Fulham, more shots than Fulham, more shots on target than Fulham. We're throwing the kitchen sink at Fulham. We played Gravenberch at centre back. Arsenal 1-1 against Brighton. Red card, let's defend. Let's make sure that we get this valuable point instead of throwing everything at Brighton to try to get the 3 points. And that's something for me that I just think, listen, when you are in a position like Arteta's position, you should play games of football to win, not to not lose, because you can't afford to not lose anymore. You have to win. So Arteta is the type of manager, away at Old Trafford, Arsenal go down to 10 men, and the scoreline is 1-1, he'll defend for his life to make sure he gets the point. That's not something that Slot will do. Slot will go all-out attack. Gravenberch, you go centre-back. High line, fuck it, if we lose 2-1, we're going to throw the kitchen sink. Doesn't matter.
Not Slot.
Used to do this as well. Alex Ferguson used to do this. Jurgen Klopp used to do this. Pep Guardiola does this. Most of the successful managers in the Premier League era do this. Most of them. Other than the Chelsea ones, you get me? But most of them do this, you get me? So I feel like Arteta can coach an offensive system, but he allowed the Kevin De Bruyne 4-1 loss PTSD to absolutely just ruin his head. Because Odegaard had 15 non-penalty goals, Martinelli had 15 non-penalty goals, Saka was cooking, even Jesus was getting good GA, and Arsenal were top of the league by 8 points. That year, I actually did give Arsenal the excuse. Yes, the reason why you didn't win the league is because Saliba got injured. Because I saw the style with my own eyes. I saw the style. I knew what Arsenal were capable of. I saw it. I watched it. But then you go defensive. It's okay. You can go defensive. But when you go defensive, you better win. Because when Conte defends, he wins. When Mourinho defends, he wins. When these managers defend, they win. You cannot go defensive and then not win.
When Poch defends for one game, I mean, not Poch, when...
Can I say one last statement before I forget? And then it shows by the players' lack of ability to break down a low block. It's like almost... The Arsenal is very good defensively, good in midfield, and then you get to the forward line, and it just seems like everyone's just dumb. Like everyone just hasn't been coached to do anything. And I'll tell you why I say this. Everton at home. For all the people at the back with unprecedented circumstances, this is the worst league ever, injuries, red cards, blah blah blah. Everton at home. Everton Football Club pull up to the Emirates. It's not a derby game, so it's not like Liverpool versus Everton. It's a derby and they're gonna give 150%. Everton don't just Everton pull up to the Emirates. Arsenal have 0 injuries. The game has 0 controversies. Your most dangerous chance, I think, was a shot from Ben White. And you're telling me that there is no tactical error? And you're telling me that there is no tactical problem at Arsenal right now? That's the thing. That's the problem. And then people come to, oh, you can't have real football conversation. Okay, tell me, what have I said for the last 3 minutes of this amazing analysis of Arsenal?
I was literally typing what's not real about this right now.
Yeah. It's just, for me, as I said, when it comes to Arsenal, they need to just they need to, obviously, as I said, Odegaard needs to be a benchman because, unfortunately, he is magical, but in the wrong way. He's magical in the sense of he disappears when it matters. That's his magic. He'll just be whatever. And I feel like they need to bring in someone who's a bit more, how do I say, it's a bit more creative in the sense of, Odegaard. I'm not saying Odegaard can't create, but some guys like KDB, Bruno's one of them. Just as an example, there's a few other people, even Salah at Liverpool, who they have very good final balls. I feel like Odegaard doesn't have a great final ball compared to those guys, or in general like that. So, and you also see it because
those guys are always looking to score, though, and they're always looking to make an impact in the final third. That's the difference. Odegaard always looks left or right.
Odegaard, because hear this right, because for me personally, I've thought Arsenal fans for a long time when they've said to me that Saka is not their best player and that Odegaard is their best player. I said, no,
that's crazy. No one said. Who says that?
A lot of them did. Trust me.
No, people do say that.
That's crazy.
That's no. It's not something that I've just made up on the spot.
That's crazy.
It's been a take that's not. Saka is the best player at Arsenal. I hope everyone knows this. And
of course.
So for me, what they need to do
I disagree.
No.
I think Arsenal's best player is Gabriel Magalhaes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Declan Rice.
Okay, yeah. But
I thought you were gonna say Declan Rice. I was
Best
like, oh.
offensive player. Best offensive player.
Yeah, of course. I think the three best players at Arsenal are Gabriel, Saka, and Rice. Those are the three that are way too consistent for the last 2 years.
Yeah, missing out on
Gabriel for me
is a bad
overtook
move, bro.
Saliba this year. I won't even lie.
Yeah.
Listen, look,
Oh, for the last 2 seasons, man. For the last 2 seasons.
Like his performance
Missing out on Gabriel is a
I've done Gabriel
feel bad at the time.
Listen, I've praised Gabriel, given him his flowers for longer than I think everyone on this panel. He's not better than Saliba. I'm sorry, he's not.
he has been though.
But he's been better since the World Cup when he didn't get selected for the Brazil squad. Ever since then,
Bro, listen,
that next season, he has been outstanding. He used to be a bozo. No one could call him a bozo no more.
Yep.
no, but the thing is, it's funny. When he was a bozo, I was giving him his praise. Now, I'll give you an example. So, you see, not this season. Last season, I believe he was the best centre back in England. Not this season, I don't think he was. But last season, I feel like he was the best centre back in England. For me personally, overall, though, I would take Saliba over Gabriel. But they're both very good centre backs.
Saliba is just better on the ball. That's it.
It depends.
Gabriel's
on what
actually a better defender.
Yeah. If you're looking for a defender who has better progressive passing and all that stuff, and honestly, like I'm really tired of players in defensive positions, mainly the goalkeeper and the center backs, needing to pass. Just fucking do your job, like because I've had to deal with watching like us go after a ball, playing this and that and all this, and be like, I liked it better when my keeper could just save goal. I'm talking about Onana right now, but I like it better when my keeper could just save. Just like David De Gea made mistakes just as many as, but he made saves, right? He was like, so. I think with Saliba, it depends on who's beside him. And he's beside right now, which a lot of us probably will agree on, is one of the best defensive center backs in the world. I don't know if he looks as good if he's not beside that person. That's the thing. I get he's got all those skills. He can pass great, like whatnot. But if you put him beside a center back who doesn't do the work that Gabriel has been doing, does he look as good? I don't know.
But hear this, though. We're acting like Saliba doesn't do.
They're both number 2 centre backs. They need that leader to govern them. That is Saliba. That's why Saliba and Konate do not work. They're both number 2s at France. When you see France playing with Saliba and Konate, they can get got at. And that is how it is. Liverpool are looking at Gary. For what? Why?
Because we fucking can, because we're Premier League champions, baby. Let's fucking go. Hey, Cam, forget about equalizing 20. It's gonna be 21 next year. You know it deep down as well. It's gonna be.
No, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm back on my I want City to win the league.
Of course you do. I bet you do.
I pick a different team that hurts me less every year. And it was Arsenal for a bit. I can't trust Arsenal to do it. Yo, at one point, I was telling my boy Josh, I'm like, yo, if Tottenham could win the league, that'd be nice. That'd be great for me.
Oh, no. All right, that's blasphemy. Let's not do this.
Not for you as an Arsenal. For me, over here as a United fan, Tottenham winning the league, bro, that is...
His life just carries on as normal. Come on, you have to think about
no jeopardy.
It's the same for me, by the way. If like Spurs and let's say Spurs and United were going for a league title, I'm come on, you Spurs, like you don't know why. Because Spurs winning the league is so irrelevant to me. Like I've literally got 20.
You know what it is? I hear this because you know what's funny about Spurs? The only thing that might happen is for my London people is we might get an extra long bank holiday if Spurs win the league. That's pretty much it.
It's just like I'm telling you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where the lesser of evils is what I have to play at this point.
Yeah, and to Cam, Liverpool is the biggest evil. Well, guess what? The biggest evil brother.
They were gone. Like 10 years ago, it was beautiful. It was like, oh, I didn't have to talk about Liverpool. They were finishing mid-table. They're 30 years without a title. It was like, oh, cool. We got lots of time to get ahead. We actually, that's what I thought about. I literally was like, oh, we got a cushion here. We're going to just keep winning more and more. We're going to make it not even a thing. And then, yeah, the last 10 years happened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep, the shock right there.
Klopp came in. And I actually didn't, I wanted to jump in on your point about Klopp. Is like, I actually truly believe if Klopp was managing that Arsenal side during this little run, he would have won at least a league.
Minimum one, I agree. Minimum one.
At least
out of respect for Pep, we have to say at least one.
I wouldn't say two. I wouldn't say two just because exactly minimum, because it's like you still have to consider the fact that he is going up against Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and they still were a young team, so there's still some things there
And
that
consider
like,
this scam actually about Klopp. He came out in a press conference, and he never ever used to do this. He came out in a press conference and said, Martinelli, by the way, wow, star boy. And now Arsenal fans speak about Martinelli like he's Stuart Downing.
bro, he used to be the star boy.
now.
He used to be the star boy. I remember.
killed him. That's Arteta. But they won't say, oh, these look. This is the thing. Like, there's a war in the Arsenal fan base because there's people that don't just accept the reality. You can see with your eyes. Martinelli under Emery, he was cooking. He got that injury. He had that one season under Arteta. Now look at him. He just looks
Bro,
like
people were
he's-
talking about Martinelli over Rashford and shit, and I was like,
Do you know what? Yeah, just
You want
remember.
to know how highly
City-
Martinelli was rated? Sorry,
No, but
because
Cam-
Abs will remember this. There were football wars spaces where we compared Martinelli and Saka. That's how close it was. The 15-goal season.
that's
We
crazy.
did. We made a
That was
comparison.
horrible. That was
Martinelli
horrible.
was-
Hey, Cam, do you know what's funny though? You say with the Rashford thing, the thing is, you lot don't help your case because half the Man United fans just cuss and abuse Rashford. Rather than
I'm not part of that group. I had Rashford.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm
No,
not saying you. I'm
no,
saying
I hear
the Man
you. No,
United
I hear
fan
you.
base, like,
There
70%
is
of them
a
cuss.
section of United fans who have a problem with basically any of the black players. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Like, keep it a buck. Like Pogba, Rashford, Martial, you go through. I'm objective. Like when Pogba was fucking around and out of the team in and out and flirting with Real Madrid the same way Rashford is with Barcelona, even though we've asked Rashford to leave, so he's allowed to do it. But Pogba was doing it when we were like, bro, like, you're supposed to be here for like time. What do you mean you want to go to Real Madrid? Stop flirting. Anyway, I've always been on Team Rashford, regardless, because as a person, I think he's a great person. I like the whole, I'm a North American sports fan. So like our athletes are flashy. They are our dudes, like the NFL players, the basketball players, like people coming at Rashford being like, oh, he dresses like this and he needs to be scoring. It's like, shut up. Like that stuff always bothers me. And I agree with you. The United fan base is a big problem when it comes to Marcus Rashford. That being said, Marcus Rashford hasn't been great the last few, like, to be fair, he's doing the 1 year off, 1 year on thing. So he also brings on a lot of that criticism because if he's banging goals, 20, 25 goals.
You see, I don't think it's the way he dresses that's the problem. I think that it's the antics that he does outside of football and not producing on the football pitch. I think that's the actual problem. Yeah,
it gets mixed. They always
because it's like if we want to talk about Rashford, he probably had a good 18 months. He's been at your club at 10 years. For about 10 years now, right?
You say only 18 months. Nah, I'd say he had a good 4 years.
Nah, I don't think 4 years. I just think he had one great 18 months. Yeah,
one
great 18 months.
Yes, yeah. One good 18 months.
Don't forget the year, like the year that people always block out, which I think is a very important year, is the year when it was him versus Martial on the left, where Jose was playing them against each other, like in and out. Like that's a fantastic year when you consider he's not playing every game. He's coming in and out, and every time he's coming in, and the thing about Rashford, you got to give him credit. Like in the other year that he had a great year was the Paris night, right? Like his great years are always attached to, and Hassam, I know you're big on this, is the goals he scored. They were big games. They were big time. He stepped up in big moments, but I hear you. He has not been good the majority of his
But that's
time.
why even when people tell me like, how much GA you want Wirtz to get, or you would consider him a flop, I'm like, bro. So what if he scores the winner away at the Etihad, and he scores the winner away at the Emirates, and he scores important goals against Man United, blah, blah, blah. But overall, he has like 11 goals and 13 assists, but they're all important, and they're in key games. Like, yeah, but bro, I'm taking that. I don't give a shit if he scores a hat-trick at home to Leeds. I can beat them with Jota and shit.
Yeah,
Like, I don't-
Back to John's
Hang on,
point.
hang on. You know I find this hilarious? Because you lot call Drogba overrated for doing this.
But real quick, on
Didier Drogba is a striker with 10 seasons in the Premier League and only 2 seasons above 20 goals. Allow it.
No.
Hold on, real quick though, because I don't want.
Because Cam has just defended. And listen, by the way, this is not to cost Rashford. I am very much Marcus Defense League. That's my dog. This is not to cost him. But Marcus is a forward, and he's always been played in attacking positions. And he even said naturally he wants to be a striker. His job is to bang goals. So how comes this defense of Rashford is allowed, but when we do this for Drogba, you guys be like, oh, he's overrated. He was some penny and he's bum or whatever. He was nothing special and all this shit.
But hold on, one thing I will say, Don's point, because the thing is, Marcus Rashford, he said he wants to be a striker, but then he said he wants to be left wing. He's gone back and forth. Don's point is, I will say, when I started to find out about the clubbing and stuff, when I started to find out about that stuff that came out, I was like, all right, bet, Marcus, you're not helping yourself. I get it. You've done a lot of good things, but like as a professional athlete, when you hit a height that he hit, because it hit a point where he was like the golden child, everybody talked about him being the next up, you have to kind of like, you got to chill. You got to chill a bit. You got to focus on just one thing. And the one thing needs to be the sport you play for a bit. All the greats in any sport, they have a moment where this happens and then they pull it back. And Marcus never pulled it back. And that's now where people come at him and say, you're wasting your talent. He's gone to Villa. He showed up again. Does anybody expect him to show up for the next team? Unfortunately, no, because this is what he does, right? So it's a tough one, right, with him. It's a tough one because I think with players like Marcus Rashford, we should have been able to get 60, 70 million, no problem, putting him on the market. You think about the kid that had the 18 months that was went crazy. You think about the kid who was wearing the number 10 shirt for the England team. You think about all that. And now we're sitting here being like, yo, 40 mil? Somebody?
You say this, but the thing is, United have also done this guy dirty as well, because I'm going to keep it 100, right? I've seen more Manchester United fans support players like that, and to be honest, I'm going to keep it 100. I think they're rubbish. I'm not going to tell you they're any good. I think they're crap. I think Garnacho is an atrocious footballer, and I think Anthony is another one who's terrible. And Højlund, there's not a word in the English or Arabic dictionary to describe how bad that guy is.
Which United are you talking to? Who rates these guys?
No. Listen, I've seen Højlund get more. I've seen Højlund get more.
Let me just read these super chats and then we'll move on to talk about Man United actual this season instead of.
Oh, my bad.
Only Champions League or Premier League will save Arteta at this point, especially if they make serious moves in the window. They need way more than Zubimendi. Big up, Habibis. Listen, we are all in agreement that they need more than Zubimendi. Everyone here agrees, but it depends who's the more that we're talking about. Sesko ain't more. You know, it depends who. Big up to you, Habibi. And thank you so much for supporting us, Life. It's that stupid argument of, I think Sherky will hit the ground running, but Wirtz won't. He needs some time. Like, where does this come from? Lol, hope. If Sherky went to Liverpool and Wirtz went to Manchester City, this would not be a conversation. I watched a clip today of City fans outside the stadium being interviewed going like, who would you like to replace KDB? And every single one of them said Florian Wirtz. And now the opposite has happened. If the opposite happened, by the way, Liverpool might be the biggest club, but they have no pull. They can't attract talents like Florian Wirtz. Now that he's signed for Liverpool, Sherky is better value for money. Their people are hypocrites, bro. Big up Cazorla, 40 years old, help Real Oviedo to La Liga. Oh, fairs. If Arsene Wenger had this defense, Arsenal win the league. He would. With Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, etc. Instead of like Koscielny, Mertesacker, Shkodran, Mustafi, Socrates. I remember, bro. Trust me. I remember.
You forgot my man Pascal Sigan.
Pascal Sigan won.
Yeah, but that was during a good era. I'm talking about during the Arsenal banter era, you know, defenders.
Okay, what? So
like Alexandro, who swapped Van Persie shirts at halftime, remember?
Yeah, Scolacci.
No, what was that?
Zanderas is involved.
Andre Santos, you know,
Sanchoru,
Javinho.
Your mic's good now.
Man. What's his name? Do you remember that Brazilian left back that we had?
Yes, I know.
The one that switched mid-game. Yeah, I remember. Arsenal winning FA Cup or Carabao Cup might seem too small, but it builds that crucial winning mentality. Truth is built confidence, and confidence breeds champions. They don't understand this. The problem is now, Arsenal are in a position where a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup do not matter anymore.
Too late.
That's the truth.
So question, Don or Mac?
This has been through year 1 of challenging, year 2 of challenging. Year 4, I'm sorry, it's over.
No, real question though. If Arteta had won, let's say like an FA Cup or 2 now, and maybe a Carabao Cup, would you still be like, he's got to win? Okay,
get out.
There
ain't no for me. There ain't no Carabao FA Cup. Just remember, this dude said, "Friggin' 2 charity shields is a trophy." From that, he should have got out. Yeah. This dude said that a ball is the reason why we lost the game against Man United. Rude boy, come on, man. I haven't got time for him and all of these little antics and gaslighting and all of that. I leave that to Vader. Is what I'm saying. Get out of my club.
I leave the gaslighting to Vader, says everyone. So we can all agree Vader is a massive gaslighter. Anyway, now that we've agreed on something an hour, and big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, please hit the like button, please subscribe. Actually, before we move on to talk about Man United, Cam, I'll let you end up with Man United. We'll end on Man United. I want to talk about Arsenal's, Arsenal's London rival club, 0 non-penalty goals in 6 months. You get me? It's very cold. It's very hot right now in the US, and he just couldn't handle it. Abdullah, how do you feel about Chelsea right now?
Listen, all I can say is people love to mention the whole Palmer thing, but if I speak on certain other guys, it'll get a bit uncomfy. But I'm not here for problems right now.
Brother.
Go on, who you want to speak about then?
Listen, I'm not causing no problems here. I don't need to cause any issues, because if I start opening up a can of worms, then it'll get a bit uncomfy for certain man, innit? They just
We're here for it, man. Come on, man.
We're here for the uncomfortable stuff. Say it.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna.
Speak your mind.
All I'm saying is certain guys have only scored 6 open play goals in a year and a half. But if I speak, I'll be in big trouble.
Who's
You
the
say
third?
certain guys, but who are these certain guys?
Who you talking about?
6 open plays. He goes by the name of Bukayo Saka. I'll just leave it at that. Since March 2024.
Saka was injured for 3 months, though.
I don't care. You can't score 6 non-penalty goals between March 2024 and June 2025, and you're injured for 6 months. Don't tell me that. Come on.
And your player was injured for how long and how much did he score?
Yeah, but he was out for a very long
6 non-penalty goals between March 2024 and June 2025. That's like what? That's over a year.
Who are we
Okay,
comparing Saka to, though?
January
I
until June, from January until June, including games against LAFC and Flamengo, Palmer has 0 non-penalty goals, never mind
Yeah, that's
6.
fine. That's 6 months. We're talking about Saka has a year and a half.
We're not comparing Palmer to Saka, though.
Why do the Chelsea fans never keep the same energy for Palmer?
Chelsea
Why do you
fans
keep
are
fighting
No,
with your
the thing is, Hussam, if you want to talk about Palmer, no, you know what it is? You don't keep the same energy, because you see what it is. When Palmer was doing well, you was like doing everything to bring him down. Here's the truth, right? Palmer, for the best
Me
part,
doing everything to bring Palmer down when? I said he's better than Foden.
Yeah, no, listen, let's not get into that anyway. But when it comes to Palmer, I'll tell you the truth. In 2025, he's not performed. That's the truth. There's
That's
no
all you need
getting-
to say. Not all. There's uncomfortable conversations when a player
No,
was
but
out
it's
for 4
funny.
months of the
No,
year.
I'm saying
And that
it's funny
includes-
how like
And that
I'm
includes
saying
a
it's
month
funny
of
how there's a
this summer.
magnifying glass
That
on
includes
man.
a month of this summer and 3 months of last summer where Arsenal didn't even play. So that's 4 months and 4 months out. In 6 months, he got 6 non-penalty goals. Fair.
Okay, whatever.
Your guy in 6
Not
months has
6
0 non-penalty
Not,
goals.
not
So
6
now what?
months, not 6 months. It was a year and a half, but whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
what?
as I was saying, here's the truth. With Palmer was poor, and even yesterday he was very poor. There's no getting away with it. But it's not just Palmer, to be honest. The whole team was quite poor. Like from the start, the setup was wrong. I think Maresca, I don't know what it is. He has this obsession with playing Reece James in midfield, even though it clearly doesn't work. Because for me, this is how I know that some people, they haven't kicked ball. They think just because you're a good passer, you can play in midfield. No. I saw Trent play midfield for England, and he's probably one of the best passers around. No one's going to say that Trent's a shit passer. It didn't work for a very good reason, because there's a million different, not a million, there's multiple different things you need to be able to be a competent midfielder, as opposed to just being a good passer. Like your awareness, the way you receive the ball is different to when you're playing a right back. That's an example, isn't it? He should have started Santos, and he should have started Lavia, in my opinion. And a lot of people are getting onto Jackson and blaming him and saying, "Oh, it's his fault as to why Chelsea lost the game." Well, in truth, listen, Jackson, he didn't help himself and he did do stupidness, but we were getting cooked long before then. So Jackson, red card or not, obviously, yes, it would have been better if he stayed on the pitch. But in the grand scheme of things, him getting sent off is not the reason why we lost that game. We lost that game because simply the other team were more up for it than we were. Unfortunately, they just were. It sucks saying that, but they just were, innit? And look, I've got my own opinions about this Club World Cup thing. On a personal level, I'd want to win it because the prestige of it would be awesome, and also because the way it's set up, you can't dispute who the winner is. Whoever's won it has won it in completely fair circumstances, right? You can't really dispute it because you've gone through a tournament bracket or whatever. But at the same time, I'm also thinking about, listen, the league and the Champions League are more important than this. And I don't want my players to be in a position where they're struggling and falling behind everyone because of this tournament. So for that reason alone, it's a bit like, I don't know, man, but we'll see what happens. If it helps, I think we'll probably be out by that, the last 16 of the quarter.
It's kind of funny though. You guys are so reactionary, and it seems like this Club World Cup is going to lead to even more reaction because, like you said, I've seen some people get mad at Fab saying now they want a goalkeeper. It's like, well, yeah, because their keeper just shipped 3. It has nothing to do with anything else. Jack, they're going to look at a striker more because Jackson sucks. Delap had the nice cameo, didn't look great in the last game. So I actually think this Club World Cup's not going to be great for Chelsea because I think it's going to lead to some really rash decisions. But at the same time, it could be really good for you because those rash decisions could be the right ones because Jackson should be gone and so should Sanchez. So it really depends, but I don't think you can make certain calls on some. I'm personally, if I'm going to say honestly, a Club World Cup for me is whatever. The way it's it's literally a money grab. It's to build the game.
I'm not being salty or anything. I don't mind Auckland being in it. You know who I mind being in it? Salzburg and Dortmund.
Yeah, but it is what it is, bro. The Club World Cup is meant to grow the game in America. That's what it is. That's all it is. Let's keep it 1,000. It's literally there to grow the game in America. They're not doing a great job of it because they didn't really track how American fans watch sport. You can't have midday games with us. We go to work no matter what. Unless it's the NFL, unless it's the NBA, unless it's a sport that everybody loves, people are going to go to work. And this is an exhibition in their mind. They're not going to show up midday. You got to play the games later at night because that's when we like to consume our sports. You got to do that shit. You got to, and what they're doing right now is it's kind of embarrassing. It's funny to me because I'm you did no research on how we consume. It's everyone's oh, there's no real fans. It's no, there's plenty of real fans. It's just somebody like me who, if I was in the States right now and I had a chance to go see Chelsea versus Flamengo, probably would want to go see it if it was at 7 p.m. after I was done with work and my kids, not midday, because that's just not how it works for us here. It's we can't give, it's not important enough. So, yeah. And that's not saying, and that's not, I'm not disparaging American fans or whatever. It's just the fact of where the sport is here. It's just truth.
It's not, Cam, you say this, but
the thing is, before Abs, listen, I don't want to talk about the Club World Cup in depth now because I don't think it's relevant enough. Here's the thing with Chelsea. If I'm a Chelsea fan right now, I'm fuming. I'll tell you why. Because Chelsea has the same amount of wins as Arsenal, but they have more losses and less draws, and they only finished 5 points behind. So this was their summer to push on. Chelsea deserve just as much criticism as Arsenal do. I'll tell you why. Because Chelsea are doing the same exact shit that they've been doing. The fans are protesting and blue call this and blue call that. Guess what? Chelsea just signed Quenda. They're looking at signing Gittins. Okay, so you get Gittins through the doors. Okay, now what? What is Gittins?
Sancho back?
No. God forbid. You know what? One of the best decisions that this club made this year was get rid of Sancho. I'll say this for free. He is far and away, the most overrated player in England. Far and away the most overrated player in England.
Thank you. Great. Do you know what? Who's seen me? I've been on stream arguing with United fans about Sancho. I loved Sancho when we bought him. I wanted him to be good. This is the thing. I can be objective. I was wrong then. And when I found out about that fucking clause, I was like, oh my God, there's no way they're gonna buy him. But earlier, when he had that 3-4 games, one against Brighton or whatever, it was 3 games in, people were like, oh my God, we ripped off United. And I was like, okay, pay for him now then. That was my whole mindset was give us the money now, because I knew what was coming. I was very aware that this guy was going to give you a couple amazing games and then just be trash. So my beef with Chelsea right now is you're really hurting our transfer fees, our budget. You know what? It might turn out well. We might get 5 from you and then 20 from somebody else, and we get what we wanted. But Sancho is why you guys couldn't keep him? Oh my God. Let me tell
you why we couldn't keep him, because Sancho, listen, I want to tell you what Sancho is. Sancho is that, listen, the best way to describe it, Sancho is that one girl who, she looks good, she's got nag, but when you first meet her, she looks really pretty, nice ass or whatever. But then the next morning you find out that she's got 50 layers of fake makeup or whatever. All the hype.
Right, that's called alcohol.
Nah, I hear that.
No, I know what you're saying, though. The mask on the
What,
pillow.
he
You know what
looks
he's saying?
like
He's like,
No, but listen, Sancho is basically the perfect.
Big up
he's a-
Omar, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel as well.
Big
Thank
up
you, Omar.
Omar still, but
There's no need
he's
for that.
basic-
Big up, brother.
No, he's basically a prime example of all hype, no substance. That is what Sancho is to a T. And there's a few other players like this, and I hate them because they fool people who actually enjoy watching, good footballers into thinking they're good at the sport. They look good doing nothing. And I hate those type of players. I hate with a passion. I genuinely hate them. Him, João Felix, for a while, Dembele was like this. There's loads of players I hate like this. And then there's other guys like Pedro Neto who I just hate, but that's because they're donkeys. Nothing to do with the fact that they've got no substance in the game. They're nothing players. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the issue with our team this summer. So we signed Delap. Delap's a good signing, yes. Delap's a good signing behind someone who's serious, in my opinion. That's just the way I see it. Obviously,
But
look,
he's your 9 now. You gave him the shirt.
yeah, we did give him.
He's
the
not
nine.
behind anybody. He's the guy.
Wait, pause. By the way, what was
I'm
it?
too old to do the pause game, bro.
So when it comes,
Oh, so unnecessary,
Nice.
Abs. You just put him in a tough spot unnecessarily there. Come on, man.
no, it's just I mean 9. All right. So anyway,
But you see Sancho though,
So
like
unnecessary.
he's too distracted. There's Dream Doll, there's Sweaty, he's back in the ends, back in Kenneton with the man them. It was never gonna work, this Chelsea mate. He's too distracted, his head is elsewhere.
Do you know what? All the distraction
He's
talk,
gone
I
back
think
to
is hype.
Germany.
I think all the distraction talk is hype. I think he's got all the attributes to play football than actually playing football, because it's either that or the English league is just not it's not made for him.
That's
He
what I
needs a
think it is,
slower
man.
paced league because over 1 or 2 games, yeah, he looks great, yeah, but then like, do you want a star or do you want a reserve player? Because that's what he's going to become, a reserve player in this country. Like, this league is way too fast. The reason why I look good in Dortmund is because, like, Dortmund, apart from like 2 teams in Germany, what else is there? You know what I'm saying? What else is there in this country?
no, to be fair,
Okay. I don't think this is the best league in the world, but I think it's the most competitive league. Just my opinion. Yeah. If you look at the top 8 teams or the teams that finish in the top 8 this season, right? Any of them could beat any of them at any moment. You know what I'm saying? But then when you have a player like Sancho, what did he actually do throughout any of those big games? I swear he went about 6 games without even having a shot on goal.
Yeah, he's way too passive.
But this is the issue with Sancho. I
It would
hate
have been perfect for City to do the Grealish thing in the treble.
No,
season.
I think it's hurt. I think it's
these are the type of players I hate. And listen, I've been a well-documented critic of both of my wingers. So first off, Pedro Neto, in my opinion, is a nothing player. If he listen, I'm gonna say this right now, and I don't care
He's
if I
so
get
good at Wolves as well, and he was injury-free this year for Chelsea. That's
listen,
the
you
thing.
know,
pretty good at
if Pedro Neto's name was Peter Norbert and he was from Essex, let's just say he's from, I don't know, not even Essex, let's just say he was from Southeast London, guys would be cooking him and they'd be saying, oh, this guy's meaty, this guy's this and this guy's that. Huh?
So hold on. So
one,
but one thing you're saying that it lines up exactly what Don said about Sancho and Pedro Neto, actually, because it's about the league, and it's about what team you play for and how teams play you when you play for certain teams. Because Sancho has no power. Like, I'm sorry, I'm sure in my advanced age I can outbench that kid, and I might be able to beat him in a race still. Like, he's just got no athletic ability, in my opinion, when it comes to like proper. I shouldn't say that because he's obviously got great skill with the ball, and that's all athleticism, and he's a footballer. But I'm comparing him to people in that field. And when you compare him to people in his own field, I've never seen Sancho win a foot race. I've seen Sancho brushed off the ball so many times I can't count anymore. It's just once he got to the Prem, it was like, oh wait, I don't have time to do the things I want on the ball. And that time, that is such a key word with our league. It's such a key word that just for whatever reason, the Premier League had become this league where it's like, you don't get time on the ball. We're going to attack you. We're going to be all over you. It's power, it's pace needed. When people hear PMP and they do the dumb shit being like, oh, I'm Adama Traore and all this, it's like, no, I'm not saying you got to just be that. I'm saying you need some of that. Neto, who also lacks a lot of that, when he was playing with Wolves, guess what? when Wolves rock up, no one's worried. They're like, oh, whatever, we'll let this guy go. He's got all the time in the world because they're not stressed. It's not the same type. When Chelsea rock up, they're like, oh, yo, we're on our A game. I'm talking about the bottom teams, the teams that Neto would destroy.
You know, I disagree with you. I don't think Neto's issue is a lack of PMP. I think Neto's issue is a lack of basic footballing ability. The guy does not have a good first touch for a start. That's just one thing. That if you don't have a good first touch already, that's a red flag. Unless you're someone like, I don't know, unless you're a striker where you just get loads of goals, then if you're a winger in particular, that's a red flag. His dribbling is not that good. He's not really that great a finisher. I'll be honest, apart from crossing, there's nothing this guy does to a half decent level. That's why I call him a nothing player. Because he's one of these guys where this is Neto on a game-to-game basis. He'll get the ball, be like this. Look up. Oh, try play across. Oh, kick the ball out of play. Try get it back again. Oh, look up. Same shit, rinse and repeat. Honestly, for £60 million, listen, I don't even know. At this point, I don't know this guy. But those
just keep in mind that Mo Salah cost 34.
So how are you guys fixing this problem then? Because you got rid of Sancho.
Just saying.
Look, we already got rid of
currently best player in the league.
Listen, we already got rid of the first bum in Sancho. That's we got rid of issue number one. Now issue number two, unfortunately, because nepotism is a thing in football, because his agent is Jose Mendes, this clown will get another season at my club, and unfortunately he will. So I'm gonna have to make do with that. However, next season when Esteval comes, I need Esteval this season. I know you're 18, brother. I know you still need time, but I need you to just show the Chelsea fans and Maresca that you at least have the basic technical qualities needed to play on the wing.
When are you guys going to stop depending on these 18-year-olds, man?
You know, that's not. He ain't doing nothing, bro.
Listen, Max. He could do nothing. He'll still be better than Neto. Man just needs to do one little step over. He's better than Neto. I don't care. Genuinely, I don't care. Neto is, I shit you not. Martinelli's better than Neto. I don't care what anyone says. Martinelli is better at football than Pedro Neto. And you can't change my mind.
Anyway, speaking of nothing players, let's move on to nothing clubs. Manchester United. Hello, Cam. Perfect segue right there.
Jesus Christ.
Since we're talking about trash, might as well stay on trash. Yeah.
I can't
so
wait.
Hi, Cam. By the way, guys, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. So hope you're good, Cam, my brother. Appreciate you being here. You got to be in this dark era for your football club. What the fuck's going on?
When we're good again, I'm gonna be insufferable. I'm just saying, like, I'm not like I have so many mental receipts, but so this I'm just quickly I want to go to this comment because I kept it on the screen because I was gonna deal with it in the United section. He goes, Cam, stop lying on Pogba's name. Guys like you have been delusional, like these British top reds praising crap players like Rashford, Garnacho, and Bruno because their skin color, passport, and academy. What? Like, bruh, like, one, I'm not British. Two, I'm not white. And that's what you're insinuating that people care about with those people. And I'm a very proud black man, and I have Rashford on my wall. I have a Pogba kit. I am just objective. I am just an objective person, and I am able. I've seen people call me in the chat, like, oh, he's a passive fan or this. No, I am just calm at this stage because I'm able to accept where I'm at. I am not. Listen, I understand some people, they want to throw chairs and yell and my club's a disgrace. You want me to do that for 6-7 years straight? Like, I can't. Like, I'm sorry. I'm at the point where I understand what my team is and I'm able to talk about it that way without the theatrics, because there's no point in theatrics. Like me being like, my club's a disgrace this summer. It's like, yo, we came into this summer and it was always going to be opportunity buys. We got Cunha, first deal of the day. That cool, bet, awesome. Everyone's like, why aren't we hearing about the outs, this and that? Maybe because motherfuckers look at their contracts and the fact that these dudes aren't saying they've got teams wanting them. And if you read the reports and you read between the lines, yo, they're making it hard. Like the Garnachos of the world are being like, hey, I'm going to stay in the Prem. It's like, for what, motherfucker? Why are you staying in the Prem? Like, what do you just want, like, why? Because you want to get paid more because you're in the Prem? Like, you're not good enough to be here. So just go abroad, revamp your career. You've got Marcus Rashford. I love Marcus Rashford, the person, all that, saying it's Barcelona or nothing. Bro, it's starting to get to, like, you know when there's that girl in the club and it's like, your friend keeps telling, oh yeah, your boy's he's into year after year, and the girl's like, yo, I'm just not into you. Marcus Rashford's been flirting. Yeah, I know it's like Jesus Christ. I know respect. It's
It's
good.
been a while, Cam. I'm just saying.
It is
not
what it
6,
is.
7
It's
years,
on
it's valid.
topic, and I'm cool with it. Respect for the super chat. Like when we talk about it, when we talk about Marcus Rashford flirting with Barcelona, it's like, bro, they don't want you. They want to do these loans. All these teams are small. So we have to change up. We have to change what we've been doing. We actually made some decent sales last year. We resisted some really bad offers for Scott and Harry Maguire. Everyone's like, oh, we should have sold Scott for more. I'm like, I agree a little bit more, but not a lot more. No one thought he was going to be who he is now, but like, I don't think it should have been a lot more. I saw things where people were like, oh, I would sell Scott and Harry for 20 M's to West Ham. I'm like, no, don't do that, because then that just means you're there for the taking every single year later. Like, don't fucking do that. Like, I get it. Maguire's not great, but I'm not selling him for that. So we do have to hold steady on some of these players being like, yeah, Garnacho's still young. He's got potential. You want him, pay for him. Bettis, you want Anthony, fucking pay for him. Like, we're not going to take a PSR hit on a player that just helped you potentially go and win a European final. You're singing his name, you're posting him, you're using him to chirp us. Now you're like, ooh, 20 million, half and half. Like, no, bro, like we can't do that. Like, we put ourselves in such a bad situation over these last years that we got to stop being taken in these deals. So for me, I'm calm with the business because we got Cunha through the door.
What's your thoughts on the Onana stuff, though? Because that's caused a bit of a meltdown.
So the Onana stuff is like, Onana's like a high priority, but like a lot of high priorities are on a team. I think he's like lower priority for me. If I'm gonna keep it a buck for you, I look at it as you got to get Cunha done. You got to get Mbeumo at the door. I mean, through the door. I think that's going to happen. I'm not worried about it. I think Brentford saw an opportunity with Thomas Franco in there, and they're like, ooh, we're going to use this to say like Tottenham's going to pay X amount and all this stuff. And then Mbeumo was like, I still want to go to United. That was it. Ended that. So it's like we're still getting those players. And when I think about the Onana situation, if it's for Emi Martinez and we're going to spend 40 M's, shoot me. I'll be so fucking upset. But if it's for like 25, okay, cool. Emi Martinez has like 3 more years left at least. And if you told me right now, if I asked any of you, who do you think the defense, not even you, who do you think the defense has more confidence in back there? Emi Martinez or Onana? It's always going to be Emi Martinez, even though he has bozo moments. Like all keepers have bozo moments in my they all do. The thing is, what teams need is a guy you can feel confident about. Like the defense looks so different when, like, look at Arsenal's a good example. Y'all had Ramsdale who was doing fine. He was doing completely fine. Then you brought in Raya, and it was like, oh wait, there's levels. He's a lot better, even though he still has his mistake. He's way better, and it transformed your defense. So now we're in a state where my priorities, to answer your question, Hussam, is get Cunha. Cunha's done. Get Mbeumo in because we need those 10 sorted. That's a very big part of our attack.
Yeah, of course.
Then get whichever strikers left. I'm not sitting here. You will not hear me talk shit about Sesko. You will not hear me talk shit about Gyökeres. You'll not hear me, because guess what? All them men's are way better than Rasmus Højlund. So if I have to start at the bottom rung, let's say Arsenal makes the right choice and goes for Gyökeres. Cool. What's up, Sesko? You come earn your keep at United. I'm okay with that at this stage because that's what we need. We need so many floor raisers that I can't be going there being like, why aren't we in for why isn't Gyökeres taking us over Arsenal? Like I'm sorry. These fans drive me nuts when I see people like, look at the window Liverpool's having. That should be us. In what world, motherfucker? In what world should we be having the same kind of window as the team that just won the league, who has a better manager, who has a better setup, who has multiple world-class players, who has literally Salah, Van Dijk? Like, if I'm looking as a player and being objective, I'm not going, oh, yeah, I want to rebuild the United legacy or skip that. No, that's just dumb. So when people talk about not wanting Gyökeres because he has Arsenal as top on his list, I'm like, why wouldn't he? Like, at this stage, I understand, yes, we have heritage. Yes, we have all that. But at the point we're at right now, we are bargain shoppers. We're waiting for opportunity to show up. And God, if Arsenal go for Sesko and we get Gyökeres because it's an opportunity buy, ain't no complaints from me. That's just helping us rebuild much quicker, in my opinion. So you have to be smart right now if you're the United board. And I'm calm about it until August. If we get to August and we haven't sold at least 2 of those guys, Anthony, Rashford, and Sancho, I'm stressed. If we haven't brought in an Mbeumo, for instance, Because I don't think we need to have 3 players in. But if we haven't brought in at least an Mbeumo to pair with Cunha, I'm stressed and I'll be upset, and then I'll start coming for next. But
What
for
if
now,
Mbeumo is your starting striker and the 2 10s are Diallo and Cunha? Are you mad at that?
I like Diallo as a right wing back a lot more in our system, if I'm being honest. But
if that is the case, then what?
But you're saying if that is the case, if it's Diallo, Cunha, and Mbeumo up top, I'm not mad.
It's a good front three.
I'm not mad because it's a good front three, but I just don't think Mbeumo's a striker. I get it. He plays center forward. He scored a couple goals, like 4 or 5 goals there. But I'm not.
With Cunha there, it would help him play in that.
If you compare that to this year, if you go, well, look at what you had this year, where it was like Bruno, who doesn't really. I like Bruno deeper in my opinion, but Bruno, who when he's in that role, it's like it's everything's through Bruno. If you're saying, I'm taking that over this year for sure, but I think that
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying if they go like, yo, these guys are going to cost too much money and we're not going to pay for like overpay for Ektika or whatever, and then you have Mbeumo as your starting striker. It's not the
worst, but I would personally rather us go and get
If Amarim gets it together, I think United could finish like top 6 next season.
Exactly.
People now immediately will come here and go like, ha 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 ha. They're 15th. You are correct. United are 15th and they're shit, but they're playing 1 game a week with no stress, on like any European football at all. There is no Thursday night football. There's no Wednesday, no Tuesday, no nothing. 1 game a week with this manager that has done well with this type of players before. Now you get him as players. And you play in the system, you could get, and there's no need for us to exaggerate. I think United could finish 6th or 7th next season.
It depends what players you're talking about, because I'll argue with you on that.
I think 5th, I think 5th.
If we get Gyökeres, let's just say, if we get Gyökeres, if we get Martinez in, and Mbeumo and Cunha, and we get the trash out, and
if you get Gyökeres in, I think you could challenge top 4 then.
Thank you. I was going to say it depends on the players you're saying, because now it's top 5, and that's where my expectations change, because if you get those players, because everyone's talking about Gyökeres, saying like, oh, he has these faults and this or that. Well, guess what? The manager who doesn't care about any of that is the guy who's made him who he is, right? So you can talk about all the faults all you want, but now you bring him to the dude who's made him, he's not gonna look much different. Let's keep it a buck. So what's up, Ads? You
know what? I
listen, you know what?
Can I just say something?
She has said something that Max, brother.
No,
She has said something that was spot on. He's put Asaki put on the comment. This is perfect because Man United fans seem to brush over this, and no one likes to speak on it.
Do you know why I'm brushing over it? Because I don't think we're gonna fix it this year. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm willing to give the Bruno thing another try, because I'm willing to do it. I'm cool with it. Let's see it, because he had some good games there. He really did. People hate on him a lot, but he had some really good games in the 8. And the problem is the guy beside him. Ugarte came late. He hadn't really got time to fit in. Casemiro's old. I think this is a problem that there's a couple players out there that could fix us, but I don't think we have any shot at getting them. I
think it's all on the manager next season. Now you get your players, your system players, and all that.
It's all on the manager. It's all on him to make it work.
Sorry, come. I don't think you're finishing anywhere but 8th. Yeah, between 8th and 10th. The reason why I say this is because you're not going to bring in 8 or 9 players, and that's what you need. You don't need. I don't think having a striker or 2 10s or whatever it is, like three goal scorers, is going to help you. Do you know how many goals you conceded last season? Do you know the lack of anything that you caused on the wings because you had someone that went 21 goals without a goal, 21 games without a goal, and the fact that he couldn't even maintain a season and not finish 15th. I can't see you finishing anything but 8th, even with his own players, because realistically he's not bringing no more than 4 players. So who's he going to get rid of then?
Okay, let's say those 4 players are Mbeumo, Cunha, Gyökeres, and Emi Martinez. You still think they finish 8th?
Yeah.
Even with Gyökeres?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I think what we're missing is a lot of goals. I think we're missing a lot of goals, and I think that's the biggest problem we have. Like, I think defensively we will get better. I think we've seen it. You got to keep in mind we were missing Martinez this year. We did have some injuries to it. Like De Ligt missed a couple games. He's always going to. That's just who he is. But without Martinez, and then you had De Ligt go down. I think Heaven even who showed up and looked great, him going down. I think in our defense, I'm not worried about our defense. I'm going to be honest with you. I think our defense is fine. I think Euro missed a bunch of games too. I know Euro missed a bunch of games. So it's like, I think our defense is going to be okay. The keeper has made our defense look a lot worse. We got to keep that at bay. And I think if you solve that, now you're the one part of our team that I don't think people. You got a great young center back in Euro. You got De Ligt. You got Mesraoui, who plays great at the right center back role. I think our defense has a lot of options. I think the problem we have, and the only way we finish 8th, is if that midfield, as Ad said, like continues to just get ran through. But the way Emerin plays, to be honest, like he doesn't really play through his midfield. He's always played on the wings. The midfielders are typically 6s who just get the ball and get them out to the wings and get them to the players who play football. It's up to interpretation on how we're going to do based on the system. I can't say because I need the manager to get his players. He had nothing even resemblance of the type of players.
No, I hear it. That's a very fair.
And I saw Sheik say, I agree. I don't want to overpay for Sesko or an Ekitike, but I'm not going to lie. You might have to do that. You might have to do it. Like you might, like that's where you put you whip it out and you say we're serious. If you don't do that, then you're saying we're okay with, as you're saying, Don, finishing 8th. If you don't go and get a Gyökeres, or if you don't go and get an Ekitike, who, like, I'm literally saying, give me the last one. I'm not asking for the first one. Give me the one who doesn't fall to Arsenal, who doesn't go to Liverpool, who doesn't go to, I mean, Chelsea already took the lap. So give me the next one. And I think that makes a big difference for our team. But if you don't,
beggars can't be choosers. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. 100%.
Okay, fair enough. Because you know what it is? I'll be honest with you. As much as Man United, listen, look, the Man United team is not that great. I'm not going to tell you it's that great. Unfortunately, there's I just don't really rate this Amorim guy. I'm sorry. I can't rate this Amorim guy because I know he had a few league titles in what was it, in Portugal or whatever, but so did Andreas Villas-Boas.
That's just disingenuous though. Like he rebuilt the whole team, man. Anyway, keep going.
No, but I hear you. But listen, it's not even just that. That's more tongue in cheek. But if I'm keeping 100 now, one thing about managers, and this is just me personally, and look, everyone's entitled to their own view in it. I have never been a fan of managers who do not respect midfield. It's just not something that I can never like a manager who if you don't respect the midfield, I can never rate you that highly on a personal level. And I've seen him like one thing that people always talk about when a manager comes in is what can you do with the players at your disposal in it? Can you at least elevate them? Now, when he came into Man United, okay, it wasn't looking great, but he arguably made them look worse than they were under Ten Hag. Just an example, just to relay it back to my club. When Graham Potter signed for Chelsea, I was onto him from day one because this guy was not getting the best out of the individuals at his disposal and also was setting us up tactically wrong in many, many games. With this Amorim guy, I've seen him do it as well. I've also, I don't think there's been, many games where I can say, he got it right, but the players let him down. Most of the time when Man United lose. I
can as a United fan. You don't watch it like that. But
whenever I watch United, when I watch United play football, if they lose a game, they've lost the game purely, not just the fact that the other players performed better. They lost the game because Amorim got out-coached by the other guy.
But ads, the same way you're saying this, I can actually name a lot of games that the players let him down. So I hear you. Probably when you're watching it's the case, but that's why me as a fan, I can give Amorim another year. That's it. He's got a year. I'm not going to be hyperbolic, and I'm not going to say, I'm not going to be like a lot of the Arteta who just like will stick to him. I'm giving him another year because truly he came in. Like you got to keep it 1,000. He only bought one player. He got Drogu. That was it. That is he's coming into a team who we all talked about Erik ten Hag scamming wins. We all talked about how bad he was. We all talked about it. That team didn't change, and now the system's drastically changing. You have to give him, and everybody raves about Champions League. They all talk about great. That's a barometer. Amorim looked good in the Champions League with his Sporting's team as well. Like they did perform, They weren't the best, but they didn't have nearly as much talent.
I think time will tell with Amarim, but even he, just like Arteta, is in a pressure cooker scenario. I think Arsenal and Man United both are headed into next season with so many dramatic storylines that the manager.
If we draw that first game,
I think with Amarim for now. Here's the thing: the reason why I didn't even bring up Amarim when I asked Cam the question about Man United, and I'll say this just before we end the stream. Here's the thing: look. Amarim is going to be a Man United manager next season. Khalas, whether we like it or not. This is it. They're backing the guy, he's staying. Within the first 5-6 games, we'll have our answer already. We don't even need to wait 10, 15, 30, 20 games, whatever. Within 5-6 games, I know they have a tough start, but if it's like, whatever, like 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, blah, 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 like we're like, okay, fair enough. Like they lost to Arsenal, or they lost to Liverpool, or they lost to City, or they lost like one of the big teams, you'd be like, okay, whatever. We know we're not better than them right now. But it could be actually a blessing in disguise. Fonzie says, Cam's right. Currently, you're in the basement. No floor. Yeah, no floor, no heat, no oxygen, no nothing. Man United currently are in a position where no big club in England has ever been in.
Bro,
no
I'm
big
banter
club
free. I'm banter
ever
free.
has finished 15th, by the way.
I know what we are. I'm not coming in here saying we're the best team in the world. Like I'm not going to do it. And people want that. I'm not going to come in and say we aren't the 15th best team in the league. We aren't that bad, but we are close.
Yeah.
So now my take, it's kind of a hot take, I don't even think anyone's going to agree. But I'm basically saying, if Man United get Gyökeres and Bremo Cunha, and then they get a midfielder, say, I don't know if Edison's gone Saudi, but say they get a midfielder, and Arsenal get Zubimendi and Sesko, and say Semenyo, I think they'll finish above Arsenal.
On that bombshell, guys, we're going to wrap up the stream here. That's a crazy take right there, Max. Make sure you guys subscribe to Propaganda Machine for more of crazy takes. You get me? Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV as well. You can find more of Don C. Love to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another stream. Big up every single super chatter. Big up everyone who's shown us love. I'm going to be back tomorrow for Ahwa, inshallah, 10 p.m. UK time. I only have one stream because I'm going out with the family. So I appreciate you all and peace out.
Respect.